So, what do you see the state of Asian American actors and actresses in 10 years? Do you predict there will be an explosion of progress? Jack Poon, Facebook. That's a really great question. I pray and hope and believe that there will be an amazing progress and growth of Asian American artists in this industry. Even with right now, we have so many people, so many amazing actors on network TV that are fighting for representation, that I think like within the next 5-10 years it'll be more than us being the one token in every series. It'll actually be like about families. There'll be more than one fresh off the boat. I mean, for me myself, I'm excited, and I have some projects up the pipeline that I'm excited to continue to develop on, and I can't wait to have eyes on it. And I think because it feels like it's a younger generation now of us that are fighting for visibility, I think if we keep this fire going, 10 years down the line, it's going to be amazing.
We need a Black Panther. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I hope it happens. I don't think Crazy Rich Asians is going to be it.
No,
I'm hoping it is,
because it's about like rich Asians.
Well, there's no like message there. It's just a rom-com.
It's a rom-com. We need like
The Black Panther had that message.
I know they're like developing a Korean American superhero.
Yeah, there's a question on that later on.
Yeah.
We got a superhero question going on later on. But okay, number 10, true or false, Confucianism is enabling codependency and infantilization of adult Asians with the whole befuddled set of beliefs at White and Normal 1.
This person sounds like...
True. For Chinese culture, at least, parents view parental success by sheltering children, especially the eldest males. So I think this is very harmful. It ruins their ability to succeed socially. And it harms them from fighting back when they're being hurt, and dating makes them naive. It just makes them naive in everything. And I think that is not good. I think you should kind of adopt a more parenting style where you throw them in the deep end, you teach them how life is, and don't be afraid of discipline. Don't be afraid to, confront. I think that's the one thing I need to change in Asian culture. We need to know how to confront.
That's funny because like in Vietnamese culture, like the way that my parents raised me, I mean, they told me like I can be anything I want to be, but at the same time they gave me like real truth. So I mean, maybe there's a difference between how boys and girls are treated in...
It's a difference in our culture. I think Vietnamese people are more tougher though.
Oh yeah, we don't...
Because you guys come from war-torn countries.
Yeah, and we've always been fighters, so...
Yeah.
Confucianism really, like, we have some aspects of Confucianism like family ties, but beyond all that, we're
the Vietnam War.
Yeah, but beyond all of that,
woke you
we're
up.
Yeah.
So that's more of a Chinese question, I think.
Yeah,
because you see a lot of rich Asians, like that's applicable for them, especially the boys.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this, I'm an only child. I know what it means. Okay, number 11. You want to read us?
Bard Vang from Facebook. I'm in the armed forces, and not many Asians as a whole serve in the U.S. military. Why do you think this is? I'm just throwing out some guesses here, but I think it's something where if we look at when like Asian immigrants come to America, they expect their kids to be doctors and lawyers and successful people in the business world, and they don't really put much stock by going to fight off for a country that they don't see as theirs yet. And I think like I remember like when I was joking with my parents that I wanted to join the ROTC, my parents were like, no, we're not going to do it. Like, we didn't bring you here from a war-torn country to get you to go fight for another country, kind of thing.
Especially the same country that bombed your country.
Exactly, you're going to go fight for America.
That's kind of irony.
Yeah. I think it's also like from the military. I mean, I know a Vietnamese guy that's in the Navy. So, but like he went to like the Naval Academy in Minneapolis.
Navy's kind of safe though.
Yeah, so I think it's like
the Marines or something.
So I think it's like with all aspects, Asian parents expect their kids to like be in power positions rather in combatant zones, and you know.
That's okay. Move on. It's a fun question. If there was an Asian superhero, what would their name power be? I am Room B of Twitter.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. It'd be cool if like that Asian superhero could change into any race they wanted.
I always thought Iron Man should have been Asian.
Really?
They had like a real life or Elon Musk is white, but it's like someone like that. I want a brainy superhero. I don't want some. It doesn't matter what their power is as long as they don't. As long as they're positive representation. And, they're that kind of thing. It's more about how they're represented. I don't really care what their power is. I don't think a fly and go in the water for all I care.
Or an Asian superhero that can go back in time. But he's a historian and he collects all of Asian history. Yeah. Because not a lot of our history is written down. It's been so many wars. That'd be cool. I'd be that superhero.
Marvel, you better trademark that. I think they're hearing it.
Called the nerd. The Asian nerd. Or what was it? Doctor Strange.
Doctor
Strange. Been Asian, but we won't talk about
Doctor Strange should have been.
I mean, no, wait, Tilda Swinton's character.
Yeah.
Tilda is problematic.
That's some whitewashing up there.
Do you still hold on to any traditional Asian values? Do you feel they will carry to future generations? If so, what will you do to ensure this tradition continues? Tang Yang from Facebook.
Question is kind of weird.
What?
I think some traditional values are beneficial and some are not, so let's start from there.
I love praying to my ancestors. I think that's a very...
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a really good...
What religion are you, by the way?
Well, I'm Buddhist, but Vietnam has a very strong ancestral worship. I don't want to say worship, but it's like we're very much in connection with the ancestors, people who came before us. And I think like maybe because we're from such a war-torn nation that it's always like to know like there are people before us who have struggled and they're trying and they survived, so will you kind of thing. I think that's something where I love and I want my future kids to one day know like, hey, this is what your grandparents did. They fought this and they did that. And I think something because I love storytelling in Asian culture. Like we do so many oral traditions. We have so many wonderful oral traditions that I want to pass down those stories to my kids.
Cooking, right?
Right?
Cooking.
Cooking, the food.
Family orientation, humbleness, discipline. The one thing I don't like about it, Asian culture, is all the utter respect. You need to respect somebody because they're Asian or gender. That needs to change. Because I think people are individuals. You can be
I like the thing of like if someone's older than you, you have to respect them.
I got a friend 1 year older than me. She's like, you need to listen to me. I'm smarter than you. You're just 1 year older than me. What do you?
I like the never really calling anyone by their name, just by their status. Because then you don't really have to know anyone's name.
It's a collective society,
Right?
Number 4 is there a right or wrong way to be Asian American? It feels as if the leading voices of Asian American movements and those, I guess us, right? And those who've been broken in Hollywood and dictating the Asian American experience, it feels as though they've been broken into the mainstream and have successfully assimilated America. And their works feel like they've ignored the immigrant and refugee experience. Little Miss Donuts, 04.
Okay, so many questions. So the first question, is there a right or wrong way to be Asian American? No, there is not a right or a wrong way to be Asian American. It's be you. Before your ethnicity, it's you. You are you. So own up to that. Are dictating the Asian American experience. I mean, they're the ones that are the most prolific people out there. And there is that thing that I think with people of color when they've made it or when they break into the mainstream, like I know there's a lot of black artists that struggle with that too, of like the double personality of like being black for black people and then being white enough for white people. I think that's the same thing that we're struggling with Asians, like being Asian enough for Asians and then being white enough for white people. But I think like with Asians, it's like there's so many different Asians. I can't represent a Chinese person or a Japanese person or anything. I can only represent.
Well, I think the question is more like, do they represent the working class and immigrant class? But I think
Of course.
the people that make it are usually the whitest ones. They kind of make it because they're the ones that Hollywood seeks. And if you're like an immigrant person, the chances of you making Hollywood is actually very rare.
Kelly Tran was
She's a serious outlier. Like I don't
Yeah,
see
but,
many actors, but I'm glad she exists.
Ali Wong,
Oh yeah.
Ken, Randall Park, Eddie Huang, Danny Bowian.
They've actually been accused of not representing the working class to some people.
Who?
The people you just named.
Who though? Who are you saying that? Who is the person that?
The people are angry.
No. But who? Which person are they mad at?
All of them that you mentioned, they're calling the Hollywood elite. That they're not thinking about. They're not talking about. I think Eddie Huang always talks about.
That's what Eddie Huang talks about.
So I don't know what they're talking about because I read fresh after the book, not the stupid TV series. I'm talking about the book. All he talks about is the immigrant experience. What are these people talking about? I don't know. So I don't know.
I think with a lot of people is that like. Not even just Asians, but people when someone has made it, like for example,
people haters will hate, right?
But for example, like Kendrick Lamar came from the streets of Compton and has made he has gotten out of it. He has moved out of Compton. He has he's a rich millionaire. He's moved his family out of Compton. He talks about it in his songs, but he's always still giving back to the community. Yeah. And I think that's something where. Just because they no longer live in the neighborhood doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they're not fighting for it. Doesn't mean they're not fighting for the visibility. Doesn't mean they're not trying. I think I think it's a thing where like also these people probably never sought to represent an entire collective of people. Like I as an artist don't want to have to represent everyone.
People put that burden on you.
Yeah,
it's not realistic.
And at the same time, it's like I do want to speak and give voice to a lot of people in the community, but I can't. I'm one person. Yeah. I'm not Jesus Christ, and even Jesus Christ had people that were mad at him.
That's right.
You know, so I think like, I think.
That needs a podcast in and of itself.
Yeah, and I think like I think immigrant and refugee experiences are happening.
And people do talk.
You know, and it's hard to get that on networks because a lot of networks don't want to do that. But if you read like, there's so many books that novelists are working about that are talking about the immigrant experience, the refugee experience.
All the time.
You know, so I think it's happening. I think
just gotta open up.
It's just hard for mainstream networks to do it. Like they don't like talking about anything except Middle America.
Yeah. So you want to read? That one's all for you.
Oh God. Hi Carolina, as an Asian American woman who many guys thirst over, how do you feel about their inappropriate comments, advances, and lack of manners? Do you think that it's a lack of manners and education that they talk to you this way, or do you think it's something else? If it's something else, please elaborate. David Hoare on Facebook.
What are you talking about?
I never asked to be thirsted over by anyone. I think it's the same thing that women have to deal with on the streets is that like women get catcalled and harassed and verbally assaulted every single living day of their lives. And I think it is a lack of manners. I think it's a lack of manners, and it's a lack of education, and it's a lack of no one slapping you in the face the first time that you did this to someone. I don't think anyone should ever talk to anyone in that way. Like, if you don't want it said to you, if you don't want someone talking about your ass on a Facebook comment, you shouldn't do it to others. Like, it's not cool. I don't know why men have this desire on Facebook. I think it's because like no one knows who they are behind the computer, that they think they can type whatever they say. Yeah. I mean, I make it a point I don't read any of the comments. I don't read any of that stuff just because it's...
They make you uncomfortable? Like when they say...
It does make me uncomfortable.
You're pretty and...
Yeah, it makes me very uncomfortable because I'm not an object for you to sexualize over. And I think that's the crazy thing about like being a woman in this industry is that like no matter what happens, from a very young age, you are seen as a sex symbol, no matter what. And it's awful.
Yeah.
But I think, like, for me, I just don't pay attention to it. And I just don't think, I think you as a person have so much more amazing things to do with your life than comment some creepy things on someone else's Instagram. You know, like, there's no way that one creepy comment is going to make that person think, oh my God, what an amazing poetic guy. Let me check out his Facebook and date him. Like, no one's ever thinking that.
They think that, though. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, number 16. Okay. May I ask, have you ever experienced positive discrimination for being Asian?
That's awful.
Such as, do people automatically assume you know Kung Fu? I know that's unjust, but I think highlighting the funny side of bigotry helps people see it easier, if that makes any sense. Jeffrey Kane?
I don't think there's a such thing as positive discrimination.
Hey, I got out of a few fights saying I know Kung Fu. So that actually, that's a real life story.
I mean,
and that saved my ass a few times.
I mean, discrimination is discrimination.
Yeah.
More often than anything, I have a lot of people say that I'm not Asian enough, that I don't look Asian enough, and that is, I don't think that's positive discrimination at all. I think it's just discrimination. I think that's where, like, I've gotten it
You
from...
think that's discrimination, or they just don't know?
It's discrimination.
Or
It's like,
ignorance,
fuck, it's being racist. It's
like,
being...
I didn't mean to think that.
Yeah, but it's also like they have come with this assumption that all Asians look a certain way, and because you don't look that way, then you must not be this.
You brought this up in your last podcast. You said we don't get suspected of crimes. Like that's
Definitely,
one
but I
positive
don't think that's
discrimination.
positive discrimination.
Well, we're all innocent people. Is kind of a positive discrimination. Well, a positive assumption.
Yeah, I think discrimination
is the wrong
is
word.
discrimination. Yeah, it's the wrong word. I think
It means assumption or judgment.
Yeah, I think of course, as being an Asian, you have benefited from a system that assumes that you are just a more tan white person. So, like, of course,
It bothers me so much.
yeah, but like you get out of being arrested,
Like I hate the term black and brown. I'm like, come on, put yellow in there.
but you've gotten you do get away with a lot of things. But I think it is, you have to think about it like in a funny way, I guess, because otherwise we'll just go crazy. And I think it's also like Asians more than ever need to acknowledge how they've benefited from the system that has oppressed other people.
Yeah, you brought this up in the last one. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Next question is awesome. Read that.
Do you reckon that Asian America will ever see the first Asian American president? An Obama moment for Asians. Okay, it will never be. Okay, I think
Finish.
Yeah, no. Let me finish this. I think it's like something where we cannot compare ourselves to our African American brothers and sisters in that way. We will never have an Obama moment because we as Asians were never enslaved. I think that is something that like people need to understand. We will never have a Black Panther moment because we have never been enslaved. Like Black Panther meant something for a lot of African American people because in all mainstream media in the world, they've always been seen as criminals and never the heroes. We don't have that, you know, so we will never have that moment. But okay. If yes, on which year do you reckon it will happen, and which party, Republican or Democrat, will this first Asian American president be from, and whether it will be a man or woman?
I think ever since Obama became president, he wasn't the first black president. He was the first like non-white president. I think that's already been done and dealt with. We don't need an Asian man president or a Latino man president. It doesn't matter as much. What we need is a woman president, an LGBTQ president, or an atheist president. I think these matter more than just another race.
I don't think we'll have an atheist president ever.
Not in our lifetimes.
A
Buddhist one, right?
I think we will have an Asian American president one day.
You do?
I do. I mean, I do believe that. I think and I hope that Trump will be our last white president. I think...
You don't like Bernie?
I love Bernie. I voted for Bernie, but he's too old.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't want an old person running my country anymore. I think it's something where, like, these people are so disconnected from the youth, from people.
So you want a Justin Trudeau kind of...
No, not even a Justin Trudeau, because he's got some problematic issues. But a younger, more liberal, more just understanding of the people, where he, like, from a class that he is actually fighting for, from a working class family. Like Obama came from like a working class family, and I think that's something that you shouldn't vote for someone because they're Asian. Because if you've seen from like Aline Chang or whatever that woman is, Chow, like worst Asian in the world. I hope to God they'll be from the Democratic Party versus the Republican Party. If they are a conservative person who believes
I would not vote for an Asian Republican.
No, I would not vote
for... If he'd run against a white Democrat, I'd vote for a white
I'd rather vote for a white Democrat than
I don't think I'd get into
person
politics that
doesn't believe in abortion.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's hope one day.
Okay.
Who knows?
You want to read number 18?
So 9 more minutes till 7:30.
Okay. Let's see some
good question.
Yeah, let's see some good questions.
That was my cousin Maggie, by the way. The mysterious voice you heard.
Gosh, I don't know. Choose one.
Oh, you want a fun one? You want to? Oh, okay, number 21. I like grilled pork chops and gorilla. What's your favorite dish? Ben Fong, Facebook.
A Vietnamese dish. My favorite Vietnamese dish is thịt nướng with bún, like vermicelli noodles.
You gotta write that down for me. What is that?
No, it's
all eats fun.
It's like grilled. It's grilled lemongrass pork with vermicelli noodles.
You want to do some culture exchange sometime? I'll teach you Sichuan. I know some Chinese restaurants.
Yeah, I would love that.
Because I love Vietnamese food. We gotta do some culture exchange.
Yeah. I don't know. I have so many favorite dishes. Mum, like any fermented fish. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean it's impossible to answer.
Oh, I love this one. What is the one dish in a restaurant that signals this place is authentic to you?
No white people and no.
It's not on the menu. If it's authentic, it's not on the menu.
And you can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
There's no English word for it. You're just like you'll break your tongue saying it. Okay. No. Read the person. You gotta read their name too. Who said that question? It doesn't matter. Right? That person is unfortunate.
No.
Blah blah blah. I don't want any more race.
Okay. This is something. Currently in Vietnam, China is taking over land via business deals, and local Vietnamese are harboring a strong resentment because they see this as a passive invasion. As you know, Vietnam won its independence from China a long time ago, over 1,000 years ago. No, not even. Okay. As you know, Vietnam, what can be done to fully stop China from fully taking over? Do you feel Vietnamese culture is endangered? Tran Ban from Facebook. I think the protests in Vietnam, in Saigon right now, are amazing, and they should keep continuing. I think the communist government is trying to shut down any form of free speech, and I think if Vietnamese people keep protesting the way that they are and the way they have done for hundreds of years, I think it can stop the encroachment of Chinese interests. I don't believe that Vietnamese culture is endangered because I think we have such a firm and strong love for our own culture that we shouldn't be afraid of that. We should be more towards nurturing what we already have. And I think what can be done to fully stall, start buying, as a Vietnamese person, start buying land, start raising capital, start reinvesting in your own government, in your own culture, in your own land, in the own farmers. Because, of course, the government is corrupt. So what do? You get them out of office. You push them out of office. But more than anything, I believe the protests in Vietnam are amazing. And I hope and will join you guys very soon in the protests.